Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes. In the year 2025, the country faces a new threat as a virus spreads, turning all humans into zombies. This catastrophe spreads rapidly, infecting millions of people and putting the country and the fate of humanity at risk of destruction. At that time, the military responds quickly, attempting to control the virus and killing any zombie trying to escape the country to prevent the disease from spreading further. As a result, the military establishes a new elite unit, the Infection Unit, tasked with killing any zombies. Here, we are introduced to Walker, the leader of this unit, known as one of the most successful zombie hunters. His reputation is built on the many deadly street battles he has fought. In the next scene, we meet Gloria, the CEO of Cyclops Weapons Company, who has managed to expand the company. The virus outbreak crisis allowed weapons companies to grow rapidly, with everyone, from ordinary individuals to global agencies, seeking to work with Cyclops weapons. We see two men sitting with Gloria in her office, asking her to start working on a vaccine before a competing company beats them to it. Gloria, however, calmly assures them that the race has already begun and that they have started vaccine trials. She mentions a scientist named Tara, who has made significant progress in the lab located in Terminal City. Before they can continue their discussion, Gloria's assistant enters with new reports, stating that the vaccine trials are progressing faster than expected. However, the country remains in a state of instability. In the following scene, we meet Christ, a teenage boy whose life was destroyed when the virus began and infected his family. Now, he lives in a virtual world, having lost all hope, until one day when two strangers from the military approach him. They know about his expertise in virtual reality games and offer him a dangerous but highly paid job, asking him to join the real battle. At the same time, there's a live broadcast of a boxing match that the entire world is watching, with millions of viewers witnessing Samantha defeat her opponent. After the fight, Samantha demands her payment from the man who organized the broadcast. When he offers her a reduced share in exchange for working with him regularly, she doesn't hesitate to punch him, take his phone, and run. However, security guards chase her down and catch her before she can escape. At that moment, the mysterious military men appear in front of her, offering her an opportunity she can't refuse. They promise her a large sum of money and to erase her criminal record from the police database. Desperate to escape her harsh life, Samantha agrees. But she's not the only one. Christ and a group of other young people also join the same team. Among them are Daniel, a professional PUBG player, Gerald, a desperate young man willing to do anything for money, and Naomi, a girl whose only concern is avenging her family, who were killed by zombies. The group is taken to a military base, where they meet the man behind the mission, Colonel Conlund, along with Captain Rackstodden and the renowned zombie hunter, Captain Walker. Walker gets straight to the point, explaining that the weapons company needs them. Their mission is to rescue scientists from the lab in Terminal City, which has now become a zombie nest. He explains that they need a new generation of fighters, which is where Christ and his team come in. He tells them they will undergo training to become zombie hunters. The next day, the team begins intense training, starting with physical exercises and then moving on to weapons training and shooting practice. Walker introduces them to a variety of weapons, allowing them to choose based on their preferences. John is the first to try, aiming at a zombie with a rifle. But when the zombie gets back up, he panics, drops the rifle, and accidentally shoots himself. It becomes clear that the young recruits are not yet ready for this battle. Walker realizes they need more than just weapons training. They need to develop survival skills. He changes his approach, teaching them deadly techniques to kill zombies more efficiently. However, not everyone is ready to learn. One overconfident recruit tries to kill a zombie with his bare hands but fails to notice that the zombie is still alive and gets bitten. At that point, Walker calls in Lieutenant Martinoff to teach them combat techniques and essential survival skills. Martinoff demonstrates how to use knives and machetes, emphasizing that hesitation is not an option. He also explains that using a grenade can eliminate a large group of zombies in seconds. After the grueling training, the team takes a break. Gerald plays billiards, but a soldier confronts them, dismissing them as inexperienced kids who don't deserve the privileges of real soldiers. Christ, however, stands up to him, reminding him that they have trained just like the soldiers and are now part of the elite zombie hunting unit, making them real soldiers too. The situation escalates, but Walker intervenes, diffusing the tension and sending the young recruits back to their quarters. After they leave, Walker talks to the soldiers, reminding them that these young recruits will be the ones defending the country, not just from other enemies, but from the deadly zombies. He urges the soldiers to respect Christ and the others. Meanwhile, at the Cyclops lab hidden in Terminal City, A massive disaster unfolds as zombies invade the facility, causing chaos. Almost everyone there is infected with the virus, except for one person, the scientist, Tara. She sends a final email to Gloria before the zombies overrun the lab. The next day, General Colin enters the command center with a grim expression, informing them that he received a message from his daughter Tara, stating that zombies have taken over the lab. Now, they have no choice but to go to Terminal City, rescue Tara, and retrieve the research data before it's lost. Before the team departs, their mission is explained. Their target is Zone 0, the area where the zombie outbreak began. The problem is that this area is overrun with zombies, and they must be extremely cautious. After thorough preparation, Walker and the team board a helicopter and head straight for Terminal City. As they soar through the sky, Walker looks at the young recruits and tells them that there's no room for mistakes. Every move had to be calculated because a single mistake could cost them everything. When they arrived, everyone was tense, and they were warned to be cautious of the gunfire since the loud noise would attract more zombies. But as they approached the building, Daniel froze in fear and accidentally fired his weapon. The gunshot sound attracted a massive number of zombies, forcing the team to open fire together to eliminate them. While they were fighting, Christ noticed another group of zombies approaching from behind. Walker immediately told them to retreat to a nearby building because their mission wasn't to kill zombies. It was to find Tira. The team managed to close the doors just in time, but the number of zombies outside kept increasing. Amidst the chaos, Captain Rock didn't notice the zombies coming from behind him. Unfortunately, they attacked him, surrounding him from all sides. The rest of the team panicked and ran to escape the zombies. Daniel, acting as their guide, shouted that he found the lab. Without wasting time, they rushed to the lab, knowing that time was running out and the zombies were closing in on them. Finally, they reached the lab and found Tira, who had secured all the research data. After completing the most critical part of their mission, they prepared to return to the helicopter and leave the zombie-infested city. However, as they exited, they found their path blocked by a massive zombie, the first patient infected with the virus, known as Patient Zero. This creature was like a nightmare, incredibly strong, and unaffected by gunfire, no matter how many bullets hit it. It charged at Daniel and Samantha. When Samantha was injured and started limping, she realized there was no time to waste. She told Walker and the others to leave while she distracted the massive zombie. Before leaving, Walker threw her a grenade. With her final strike, Samantha used the grenade to destroy the giant zombie in a massive explosion. Sadly, she didn't survive the explosion either. Both Daniel and Samantha died because of the zombies. When the rest of the team tried to escape, Gerald was also caught off guard and devoured. Now, only 6 people remained: Walker, Christ, Martinoff, Tira, Naomi, and Lieutenant Marcella, the last soldier left amidst all this chaos. After finding a temporarily safe location, Walker wasted no time and contacted General Colin, requesting an extraction team to help them. To his shock, General Colin responded unexpectedly, ordering him not to return to the base and to initiate the alternative plan. Walker was stunned when Colin revealed the truth. Colin admitted that Gloria had orchestrated this entire situation from behind the scenes. Colin had suspected her of starting the zombie outbreak to profit from selling weapons. He also realized that she was manipulating the media through her television station to spread more chaos. Colin felt powerless to stop her, especially since his daughter was trapped in the zombie-infested city. But now that his daughter was safe, Colin told Walker he was no longer afraid of Gloria. Before Colin could say more, Gloria's men shot and killed him, fearing he might expose her. In the next scene, Gloria sent a secret message, instructing her soldier to monitor Tira. This revealed that there was a spy within Walker's group, but no one knew who it was. When the story returned to the team, Walker gathered them and shared the bad news. He admitted that Colin wouldn't be able to send help and that they were now on their own. With no other choice, they decided to execute the alternative plan: escape the city and expose Gloria to the world. As they discussed the plan, they saw a flare shot into the sky, signaling that someone else was alive. Walker told the team to move immediately, understanding that the flare was a sign that they weren't alone in this nightmare. They followed the source of the flare, hoping to find help. When they arrived, they encountered armed women who raised their weapons at them and ordered them to leave. Walker pleaded for their help. After a moment of hesitation, the women lowered their weapons and took the team to a small church. There, they found a secluded shelter and met Father Julian and a group of survivors trying to live amidst the zombie catastrophe. At that moment, Father Julian revealed the truth. He wanted to escape the city like them. However, they faced a significant problem. They didn't have enough weapons to fight the horde of zombies outside. He mentioned that they had a vehicle that could get them out, but only if they could run and reach it in time. Walker decided to carry out the mission himself, instructing Lieutenant Marcella and Christ to prepare while he and Martinoff went to retrieve the vehicle. When they reached it, they were shocked to discover that the vehicle was broken and wouldn't start. Walker had no choice but to try repairing it immediately, knowing time was running out. Meanwhile, something strange happened. Back at the church, Martinoff suddenly ordered everyone to drop their weapons. The team was stunned, and the truth was revealed. Martinoff had been Gloria's spy all along, quietly observing their movements. He demanded Tira hand over the flash drive containing all her research. This was part of his plan to deliver it directly to Gloria. Fortunately, Martinoff made a critical mistake. Instead of killing them, he hesitated, and this allowed Walker to defeat him. However, the commotion attracted a zombie, which bit Walker on the arm. Walker quickly took out a strange serum from his bag and injected himself with it. No one knew that Walker had been bitten by a zombie 3 months earlier. Thanks to a strict diet and exercise regimen, his immune system had resisted the infection. What truly saved him, however, was an experimental vaccine developed by the military, which was still in the testing phase. This vaccine prevented the virus from spreading in his body. Now, with no time to waste, Walker knew that staying in the church wasn't an option. There was a chance the Cyclops, a massive zombie horde, could trap them before they could return with the vaccine and Tira's flash drive. As the zombies approached and there weren't enough weapons to protect everyone, Walker instructed Julian and the survivors to remain hidden in the church. At that time, he and his team head to the border, hoping the soldiers there will help them. He promises her that he will come back to rescue them, because he definitely doesn't intend to leave the survivors to the zombies. In the end, Julian agrees to stay there. Despite his betrayal, Walker decides to keep an eye on Martinoff. As they prepare to leave, Walker and his team take the women with them who are armed. They face the zombies outside, and with the weapons they have and the plan they've set, they manage to reach a car, get in, and drive quickly through the zombies. As they're driving, Christ talks to Naomi, teasing her a bit. He talks about her brave approach in facing the zombies and tells her that he's always been drawn to her courage. As soon as they get out of this nightmare, he promises to take her on a romantic date. But unfortunately, they don't get the chance to do that because the car breaks down in the middle of the road and runs out of fuel. They find themselves 3 kilometers away from the border, and without the car, they are forced to continue on foot. Later, they reach the military checkpoint, and as they walk, they hear loud zombie noises from a distance. Suddenly, they find themselves surrounded by a large group of zombies, far outnumbering them. Walker tells Tara and the others to hide in a nearby building while he searches for Christ and Naomi, who got separated during the attack. Meanwhile, Julian is keeping an eye on Martinoff and tries to talk to the man who betrayed them all. He speaks to him and tries to convince him to repent before he dies. When Julian removes the tape from Martinoff's mouth, Martinoff admits that he's truly affected and regrets what he did. He promises that if Julian frees him, he will save him and the others, hoping to atone for his actions. But as soon as Julian trusts him and unties him, Martinoff turns on him and attacks him in an instant. It turns out his repentance was just a trick to get Julian to free him. At the same time, in Cyclops' office, Gloria acts coldly, and when she talks to her men, she gets angry upon learning from Martinoff that they failed to obtain the vaccine. The zombies are increasing in number and getting stronger. When the situation spirals out of control, she orders her men to bomb Terminal City, insisting it must be wiped off the map before the infection spreads further. Back in the building where Tara and the others are waiting for Walker to rescue them, they find the situation has completely changed. The women they met in the church raise their weapons against Tara and Marcella, revealing themselves as Gloria's spies sent to seize the vaccine. But before the situation worsens, Walker arrives just in time, kills them, and rescues Tara and Marcella from the trap. Elsewhere, after Naomi and Christ narrowly escape the zombies, they talk to each other about how much they grieve for the loved ones they've lost. They begin to feel a bond forming between them. But unfortunately, this moment doesn't last long. Suddenly, Naomi is attacked by a massive group of zombies. To save Christ, she detonates a bomb, sacrificing herself and taking the surrounding zombies with her. Back with Walker, he talks to Tara and suddenly notices that Marcella is missing. He panics and goes searching for her, only to find her gravely injured and bleeding profusely. Shortly after, he discovers that Martinoff had followed them and attacked her. At that moment, Walker becomes even more enraged upon realizing who was responsible. The two engage in another fight, and Martinoff proves to be highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Within seconds, he has Walker in a chokehold. Just as Walker begins to lose consciousness, Tara arrives and shoots Martinoff, saving Walker at the last moment. Unfortunately, the gunshot echoes, attracting a horde of hungry zombies. Realizing the danger they're in, Walker makes the tough decision that they can't stay any longer. After giving Martinoff one last look, he tells the group to move. The zombies immediately swarm Martinoff, devouring him, as the team hears his screams while walking away. Before Walker and Tara can continue their escape, Christ arrives with a sorrowful expression and tells them that Naomi has died. With Marcella also gone, that leaves only the three of them. But they don't have time to grieve because they must reach the border if they want to escape this terrifying nightmare. When they finally reach the border, they are shocked to find the checkpoint surrounded by thousands of zombies. Seeing their numbers, they realize it's impossible to get through without confronting them. Walker understands that they have no choice but to fight the zombies and pray they make it through alive. At that moment, one of the soldiers at the border spots the survivors. Recognizing the danger, he immediately contacts the fighter jets, ordering them to delay their mission. Their plan had been to obliterate the city with nuclear weapons and completely destroy it. The sound of the fighter jets distracts the zombies, giving Walker and the group a chance to run through them quickly. They finally reach the soldiers at the border. After arriving, Walker and the team recount what happened, and the soldiers prepare to take them back to the base. Walker, however, stands still and tells them there's something he still needs to do. He reminds them that he promised Julian to rescue him and the others in the church, and that he can't abandon them now. But unfortunately, when he arrives, he finds they've all turned into zombies. With no other choice, he is forced to kill them one by one, heartbroken. In the next scene, the truth is revealed. The entire scenario was a virtual reality game. Christ and his friends were playing it, and everything was just an illusion and simulation. But despite this, Christ narrates that 2 weeks later, the game they were playing becomes a reality. A virus spreads, turning people into real zombies, and the entire world collapses. As one of the few survivors, Christ forms a special unit tasked with rebuilding what humanity has lost. The movie ends, and we realize that this chaos was just the beginning. The world is now destroyed, and the only hope is to rebuild it from scratch. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an updates.